Blood on my hand, blood on my eyes. Let's go live. Yo, 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 we should be fucking live. We back at it. I think we're live. Back at it again with the white fans. Yes, sir. I gotta stop saying that. Blood on my hand, blood on my eyes. Yo, you want what's crazy? Oh, wrong tab. All right, well, okay, YouTube. Anyways, yeah, we back. Bitcoin is currently going to zero, right in our faces, right in front of us all. It is seeing maximum pain. Let me reset that. Anyways, yeah, we're seeing everything fucking crash ASAP. It's lit. It's lit. Vibes are immaculate. Today is a Thursday. It is a very chill day. I do need to respond to a text. To a woman. I gotta do that, but I'm not gonna do it. Why? Because I'm live. We're back. Biggest flex on the internet, as you know. Yes, sir. Feeling absolutely massive. Let's get into the charts soon, in a second. What did I want to do? I had something in mind, and now I don't remember it. Alright. Well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. What's the itinerary for today? We're obviously going to talk charts, because charts are the most interesting thing in existence. Love me some charts. Other than charts, we are also going to talk some... Alright, let's run through it. Why we're going to zero? Why we're in a recession? Shit. Wait, there's like a lot of recession shit, actually. Wait. Let me move this back so it's... Yeah. More recession shit. U.S. government being retarded. Threads just came out. ChatGPT. Some token picks. Some coin picks. Pudgy Penguins have some pretty big news with nouns, which I'll get into. Some gaming stuff. Other than that, nothing super insane. Now, let's start with the Bitcoinita chart. Let's start with that. Let's start with this one specifically. All right, the weekly. My favorite chart. Weekly candle-wise looks weak, right? Volatility is still low, so I'm not really going to get into like a super insane analysis. I do expect us to break up, but on the weekly, right now, volatility is low, and we are seeing a little bit of a rejection. That's how it looks like. Technically, this is if this closes below 29.5 on the weekly, that is a very bad sign, because that is a bearish, what's it called? A bearish engulfing candle. This is a setup for it. But right now, it just looks like a rejection. It looks more like sideways than anything. It looks like a doji. If we end up closing the week at like 35, then it's just a doji. It means we're just going sideways. Doesn't really mean too much. 5-day basically says that, where we're just going sideways. Look, it's just a bunch of dojis. We're about to get our third one. Pivot point is 25.4, so that's not even something we think about. Volatility slowly started to expand, so I guess we'll find out on the next close in 3 days. We'll see if we continue grinding up. Let's go to the 2-day. 2-day, we are seeing below 3,700. We are turned down, which we are. Volatility is officially declining on the 2-day. On this close, it's confirmed 100% volatility is declining, and so you could probably expect more sideways for the next 2 weeks. That's what this implies. We just stay in this range for the next 2 weeks. The daily volatility is super low, and we did have a drive of bearish divergence. Let me pull that up. Yeah, anything else I want to pull up? Pull up BSI. Could pull up BSI. CT Mac. Alright, I don't know why all these things are hidden right now. Oh, because I was testing something, that's why. Alright, so on the daily, trend is still up, obviously. Yeah. And then as long as we're above literally 29.2 on the BSI, which is like another like range indicator to know when you're bullish or bearish. As long as we're above this bottom side on the daily, no closes below it, we're still very bullish. Pivot point's 31,200, so we do have a little bit of way to go to get there. Volatility is super low, like I'm saying, so I do consider a big move coming, but it can go sideways for a while. It could wait for the 2-day to come all the way down, which is potential. We also have these drives of hidden bearish divergence, so, or not hidden bearish, of just bearish divergence, so I do consider a pullback down to 30 pretty likely. Hopefully we don't go lower. Anything lower is pretty bad. 12 hours, same concept. To the EMA 55 is fine. Anything below it is bad. Pivot is still 31,200, so we are still pointed down. We do have another drive of bearish divergence over here, so that's like a second drive. Just a bearish chart right now, but I mean overall trend is bullish. It's just bearish within this range. Get to the bottom side of the range, and then be bullish again. That's what it looks like to me. 4 hour, yeah, same thing. We're kind of pivot point's 3,200, which we're below. Just have a drive of hidden bearish divergence, which trend is technically a little bit down right now, so I get it. We do get this last drive down. 6 hour, I believe, had something similar. Yeah, or so 6 hour has a drive of bearish divergence as well. So just some divs, but because we're having divs to the upside and divs to the downside, what that tend to mean is we're in a range, and eventually we'll break in a certain direction. And what that direction is, I have no idea. It just means we're ranging, and people are getting faked the fuck out. That's really all it means at the end of the day. 1 hour, we just had some like AIDS price action. Let me go to my other chart. Let's go here. So 1 hour, we just had some really AIDS price action. We're at this side of the range, which is somewhere to hold. Other than that, we get all the way down to 29.5 if we break below here, which is very possible. 29.5. I'll get into why I think we're closer to a bottom than a top, but on the 1 hour we are coming down. On the Joule, pivot point's 31.66, so we do have some time before we turn up, but PMARP is pretty slammed to the bottom side, so this is a take profit zone. I wouldn't expect us to continue going down the way we've been going down here, especially here. This was like dirty from 600 to whatever we ended up at 30.29.8. This was like a dirty move. 15 minute, as you can see, it is starting to play a bounce, but we are seeing Joule like recover, so I would expect probably a slightly drive lower and then a bigger bounce. That's like my expectation, or I don't know, or more sideways and then a bounce. We'll see. And I'll get into this on Velo. So on Velo, we saw this whole move. So we had this move yesterday where we bounced insanely, right? We saw open interest come up insanely during this bounce, but we also saw funding rate go all the way up here to 0.008 or whatever the fuck, 009, and or 019, from 0.18 to 0.09. We got all the way up there at the top of this move, right? Or at least on this next handle confirmed. But funding is super high. So as soon as funding is super high, it means people are hella long. Plus, you see open interest come up an insane amount, meaning a lot of people are getting levered into this position. Now we bounced. But this bounce was mainly futures led. So basically we led on futures, and then we ended up going all the way to the top, and then we ended up rejecting because it was a futures led bounce and ended up crashing even harder because all these people got liquidated and we crashed. Now the reason why I'm bullish is I marked out this 0.07 range, this like line right here. And once we're below that, it does mark a bottom. Plus open interest has come down insanely. Open interest was like literally back here. Now it's all the way down. I would consider it possible to come down another like 3-4%, but it's already down like 8% from the top. So I do think the gas for this move is mostly over. I think that's the point of a range. It's to kind of just liquidate all the people trying to go long, just fuck them in the ass until they all get faked out, and then we move up or we move down, we make our next move. So right now it just feels like we're faking out to both sides just to screw everybody over. We don't want to see open interest continue going up. We want to see it continue going down, or we want to see funding come all the way down, preferably at least below 0.04. That would be like the preference. 0.05, 0.04. But right now we are coming down, so it's not the end of the world. We are seeing either spots starting to buy back in, or we are seeing more people being shorts and longs, which are both good signs. I do think we have some sideways to go before we just V up. I don't think it's going to be as simple as we just V back up. But we'll see what happens. Let's just take a look at the 15-minute. Yeah, the 15-minute, you can just see it coming down significantly. Open interest and funding. So, especially recently, which is why I closed my shorts. I shorted like 600. I was asleep for this whole thing, and then I shorted 600. So that was decent. But that's it. Give me a second. I need some water. But yeah, that's the charts for the day. I mean, 1 month return by average, 3 month. Today's like a sideways day. I consider a bounce more likely, especially with the way stock market works. Also, by the way, if you look at two things, Bitcoin dominance, is it coming up? It came up a little bit. Now it's coming down, but it came up a little bit. If you look at the stock market is taking a shitter today. So once the stock market closes, I think Bitcoin is more ready to bounce. But right now, stock market's literally down 1% in the last day and a half. It's down 1.5%, which is a lot for the stock market. So I do consider more sideways today than a V up. I don't really consider a V up possible unless we do see this unless we see funding come all the way down. So right now it's at my bottom 0.07 level until it comes down to point like 0.04. I do consider more sideways more likely. I am going to be looking for longs though during the sideways action, especially if funding continues going down. If it starts going up, I'm not going to be as excited, but we'll see. Yeah. So that's really it for the charts. We'll get into the Twitter, but let me just get some water really quickly. Damn, I'm struggling. Really fucking dying. Feeling fucking massive. Alright, I gotta put this shit down. But yeah, wearing a red shirt for the fucking blood of the markets in honor of all the blood. Alright. So Wifey likes to call these numbers, and Wifey's been right a few times where they call like these numbers where they say something. Sorry, wait. Let me reset this. Let me reset this. So who's Wifey? So Wifey is a trader on TradFi, so traditional finance on Twitter, and they like to tweet. I think it's a he. He likes to tweet a lot of his takes, and basically he ended up tweeting like way back ago, like a while ago. When we were like 15K, he was like 20. He like basically was like 20, 18, 25. 22 or something like that. I don't know. He called like a bunch of numbers that were gonna play out, and then they ended up playing out almost precisely to what he said. So it was very impressive. He has been macro short, so I do consider him a little bit biased to the downside, which I don't agree with. And but he's calling for 25K and then 35K basically. That's what he's calling for. At least 25K before 35K. So will he be right? I have no idea. But it definitely is possible that he could be right, and something to pay attention to. Another statistic by Wifey, and Wifey has historically been pretty right. So yeah, just watch out for that. Sorry, I'm gonna pull up one more thing really quickly. There we go. All right, very nice. Sorry, I wanted my chart open so I could take my long. I need to like time my long, and I just want a chart open. Thanks. Appreciate you guys for hanging with me. Let me. Oh wait. You can't even see anything I do right now. Very nice. All right. Just gonna add a long, a little. Like I'm gonna start entering. I'm not gonna go in same position. I'm gonna start entering a long. All right. Next. All right. Let's move on from Wifey. Wifey. All right. No, we got more Wifey. Wifey was like, you'll hear this in this rally that is the start of a new bull market. That is wrong. Now we're starting to get most investors believe we are in a new bull market and there will be no recession 2023. Now, he did call this. I do have to give him props. He did call that this is going to happen. But are they going to be wrong? We don't know that yet. I think they are going to be proven wrong. I do think we had a Q4 crash. Now, is it the scenario where, I don't know, where we can't go higher? We definitely can go higher. But markets look pretty shit. Plus, the Fed is still going to raise. I think the thing that the markets were expecting is that the market was expecting the Fed to stop raising. And recently, Powell's been going on and saying, I actually have it pulled up. Powell's been like going around and saying, yo, we're going to still keep raising. Yeah, news. Powell isn't done tightening yet. He still wants to keep raising. And I think with that type of rhetoric, it does mean that markets are going to start pricing in the potential for even more tightening. And that becomes a mess. Because we just did pump insanely on this AI boom. Plus, the markets think, oh, we're done tightening. And we just had a break. But now we're starting to see that we aren't done tightening. And we aren't going to continue having breaks. And in fact, many of the Fed people in the FOMC want to raise rates. The reason they didn't is because they were like, all right, let's just take a break and let's just watch out because everybody's going to like come after them. Everybody's going to be anal if they raise. But they did want to raise. So I do think there is a risk there, and I think people should watch out. And I agree, tightening isn't done yet, and things can get pretty dicey. All right. Crypto people be like, let's take something that works great already and put it on the blockchain and make it worse. Yo, Moon has been having like some perfect fucking takes recently, and this is absolutely fact as well. Why the fuck are we tokenizing a lot? I mean, I think tokenizing gambling, tokenizing securities makes sense, but tokenizing like half the stuff that gets tokenized doesn't make any common sense at all. Like things, people aren't gonna play chess more because oh you have a chess, you're playing chess on chain. It doesn't make any sense, but somebody will go and build chess on chain because they can, and it's so stupid. But yeah, that's just the mentality a lot of these people have. And yeah, let's just give that a like and move on. All right, BlackRock CEO. So BlackRock CEO basically went on Fox News and then was like, we hope, and then is basically like talking about Bitcoin, how he thinks, what he thinks of a Bitcoin ETF, crypto, inflation rate, and bank CRE. So basically, he was like, their ETF application is 575 to 1, meaning that they are very likely to get that ETF approved. And then on Bitcoin, they are a believer of digitalization of products. ETFs are taking over the mutual fund industry. If they can create more tokenization of assets and securities, it can revolutionize finance again. So he is bullish tokenization, which I'm very bullish on, and a lot of this synthetic tokenization. And then he says tokenization is a path to rebuild the banking system and capital markets on chain. Stablecoins which have achieved PMF are the first success rate case. Here's a quick summary of other tokenization priorities such as MBS, CRE, debt, creator IP, etc. Which all these points I agree with, especially creator IP. Tokenization of creator IP will be massive, as you can see by Pudgy Penguins. Now, where's the utility and underlying technology? The underlying technology is fantastic. We don't need custodians anymore. This is what I keep saying. You own your own money. You don't need to use any intermediaries. You don't need to use a bank. You don't need to use any of these things. You keep your own money. You have full control over it. That's what's so good about crypto. And it's international. He also, I think I have it here. Larry Fink says that Bitcoin is an international asset today. Even though in 2017 he was like, yo, it's indexed for money laundering. Today it's a international asset. That is how much Bitcoin has grown. Fink, let's see, as on ETFs as layer 2, you want to make Bitcoin more accessible and easy. You want to make all of crypto democratized and cheaper. The bid-ask spread is expensive. We hope regulators see this as a way to democratize. And then he used to be skeptic on Bitcoin. Obviously, the early users were using it for illicit activities. It became more accessible. Bitcoin is digitizing gold. Instead of investing gold as a hedge against inflation, you now have digital gold. Even Larry Fink thinks that Bitcoin is digital gold. So that, like, you can just see how bullish Larry Fink is on crypto as an industry and how he's moving towards it. I'm not going to finish the rest, but how it started, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. Today, crypto is digitizing gold and Bitcoin has the power to revolutionize finance, BlackRock CEO says. Just goes to show how the turntables turn. Now, let's talk about the stock market crash that's coming. All right, wait. I'm just gonna max. Okay, adding more to my position. Just ignore me. I know what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, we start. I'm seeing funding come down a lot. Plus, all right. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about why a stock market's coming or stock crash coming. So AAA Fed funds curve has inverted for the first time since the 1980s. Each inversion preceded a recession. So if we take a look at 2008, we did see funds come all the way down. Even though they didn't invert, we did end up having a little bit of crash here, but then we end up having QE. 19 whatever, we ended up on, was this 88? We ended up having funds invert, and then we end up having a little bit of a recession here, which is this gray area. Back here, when we were super inverted, we had this little bit of recession all the way here in the 1983, 1984. Back here, same thing. Back here, same thing. So basically, what does this mean? It means we're probably going to see a recession soon. I mean, we're funding, or not funding, Fed funds have literally inverted. It's the first time since the, oh wait, you can't see the full chart. But, all right, let me restart. So, Fed funds curve has inverted for the first since the 1980s. Each inversion preceded a recession. So if you take a look here, take a look, and well, technically in 2008 it didn't fully invert, but it did have a recession, a little bit of a recession. We had the 1988, we had 1980s, 1970s. Every time it's inverted, we had a recession. Guess what? It's inverted again. So we're about to find out how this plays out, but historically, it has ended always in a recession. So hopefully, I mean, we'll see how bad this recession gets. I do think we get a Q4 crash. I think it still absolutely plays into my Q4 crash thesis. Now, going to my Q4 crash again, digging in more on the commercial real estate market, there's $450 billion coming due in CRE debt this year and for the next several years in a row. Regional banks originated 70% of this debt, so data and charts. Commercial real estate. So what does this mean? If there is bad debt and people are forced to go bankrupt, it could cause a little bit of a crash for a lot of these banks, their assets, as for the regional, and it's all regional banks. So it's these smaller banks that are going to deal with the pain, as well as people will lose their houses. You have delinquency rate high, so it'll just be a whole mess. And again, I mean, I'm saying it, but Q4 crash looks very, very plausible. It's like not something that's absolutely insanely out there. It is something that can play out. Now, news: Twitter has finally secured its first money transmitter licenses in several U.S. states. So let's talk about Twitter. So Twitter is they want to basically implement payment system processing into Twitter. I think they should honestly implement crypto shit and crypto tipping and shit like that. But it looks like they're adding more money to like crypto, so crypto can grow as a platform and not only be about tweeting, but about also like creator content and creator earnings and maybe like a Substack type platform. And I do think this does create a lot of potential and very interesting potential for the platform. All right. I also want to talk about Threads really quickly. All right, actually, no, I'm not. Let's move on from that. So the U.S. Secret Service is investigating how cocaine made it into the White House. Imagine cocaine being in the White House. There's only one person that we obviously know does cocaine. His name's Hunter Biden. And he obviously does cocaine. He even records himself and posts it on the internet. People have seen it. He's staying at the White House right now. And then they're like, oh, how does cocaine get here? Guys, there's only one option. Stop like playing. The White House needs to stop being delusional. The press needs to stop being delusional. There's only one person that could have realistically been, and everybody needs to like shut the fuck up and stop being a little bitch about it, and just admit that all right, Hunter Biden's a bad person. Joe Biden has failed as a father to his son, and it just a messed the whole situation. And we need a new president ASAP. One more year, guys. One more year. And we need a new president. Just in, Jim Cramer says Instagram is a really terrific Jim Cramer says Instagram is a really terrific product and Twitter is awful. Now, Jim Cramer basically goes on for a rant and is talking about how Threads is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he's going to be using that over Twitter. Meanwhile, my guy tweets on fucking Twitter like 20 times a day. He says like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And we all know that Cramer, you just do the opposite of Cramer. You just go inverse Cramer and you always win. Just go inverse Cramer, stay on Twitter, be bullish Twitter, and be short meta. And, well, maybe not short meta, but be short at the very least Instagram Threads. I don't think they're going to do that well. And the reason why I don't think they're going to do that well is you're already seeing that Instagram Threads you're seeing tweets, or I call them tweets, but I can't even call them threads. You can't even call them threads, you call them tweets. But your threads on Threads are being removed, they're being censored already. So you're already starting to see people start to remove it versus Twitter where you're much less likely to get them removed. Plus, it just in general, it's Mark Zuckerberg. He takes so much information from people. I don't think they want that. But Mark Zuckerberg is super competitive. So I know for a fact he'll be doing his hardest to try and beat Elon. Both if they fight jiu-jitsu and if they, what's it called? By the way, guys, I went long and some very, very nice things are going on. But definitely Mark Zuckerberg is super competitive. And he'll want to outperform, but at the end of the day, I think Twitter is better because it believes in free speech. I think free speech is a move. Zuckerberg just launched an alt L1. I think this is hilarious because you think about your altcoins, you think your alt chains. You have an alt L1 for a Twitter platform. I just think that was a funny way to relate it and compare it. On-chain natives are bridging over credibility to farm high APY shitcoin engagement. I thought this whole meme was just very genius. Will the chain be filled with shit and eventually abandoned, left with just bag holders? Stay tuned to find out. Personally, I won't be using it. I have an account on there connected to my Instagram account, so you can go follow me, I guess. But I personally just don't really care about it. ChatGPT traffic declined in June, with mobile traffic dropping 9.7% per Reuters. So basically what we're seeing ChatGPT users decline significantly. And the reason why is because every little schoolboy, every single student, including me, including all your college students, including all your high school students, including all your middle school students, are no longer in school. And we're the ones who use all of ChatGPT. We're using ChatGPT to cheat on literally everything. And now the school has ended, which June was the last month of school. You're seeing activity decline by 10%. And probably the next month or two, we're probably going to see activity decline another 10-20% each month because school's on summer break. Yeah, exactly. School's on break. We're the people who use it the most. Why? Because we cheat on everything. And as soon as school comes back, this activity will like increase by like 30-40%. Then everybody's going to be like, holy shit, AI is so back. But for now, over the summer, we're going to see AI take a little bit of a hit because none of the little school boys and girls are cheating. Why do I say little like that? But none of us are cheating on our exams anymore. And that's about it. What do you expect? Now, we'll get into Market Watch here. So, let's get into some Market Watch. For market cap. Wow, it is hot in here. I want to turn on the AC, but I low-key don't want the AC background sound, but whatever. But yeah, let's take a look at, by the way, with Velo data. You can see we are starting to bounce. We have seen funding get below my first key level. So let's look at this on the 5-minute, which is the chart I'm looking at right now. But we are seeing OI come all the way down, which means anything from here on is spot led, which is a good sign. So funding, how important when we see OI drop this insanely, it means that anything funding related is already a lot less significant. Plus, we're seeing funding fully mean revert. So I do think any bounce here is just a normal bounce, just spot. I will look to take profits around 3,500 probably, maybe, yeah, something like that. But I don't really expect to be like macro long right now, but we'll see. But I did go long like a little bit lower, so we'll see. I'm curious how up I am on my long, but I don't want to wait. I can just do this. Hi guys, I am all right. That's not bad. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So all right, I can make some good gains here. Now let's get into the what's it called? Let's get into the market watch. So let's take a look at the markets. So, all right. So Bitcoin's obviously like doing whatever insanity. A lot of these alts for the last 24 hours have pumped. So you are seeing Bitcoin dominance come down a little bit. Less things are down than up. So it looks like it's Bitcoin just doing some retarded shit and alts are kind of pumping. And I don't really think it's a good sign overall, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't think this is a super bullish sign overall. On my watch list to see if anything is up insanely. Please be up insanely, guys. Rollbit up another 30%. One of my favorite tokens. Frax, which I added into, is up 8%. Very nice. VPP. Is Uniswap on this list? I should add Uniswap to this. Let me do that really quick. Uniswap. So, I mean, here, guys, you get to watch me do this shit live in action. So, Uniswap last year. Very nice. All right, down. All time. What did it peak at? 40, so that's an 8x. Very, very, okay. A lot of potential. So let's go back to my watch list. Let's see what's down for the day. Quick Swap is down 10%. Level Fine's down another 6. Level Fine's just grinding down. Very unfortunate. I have no idea why. It's because somebody said something bullish on it, probably. Somebody named Daniel Yankovic said something bullish. Somebody, Dan the Open Man, was like, yo, this shit's going to pump. And then it started dumping. You know what I'm saying? Be like that, though. It'd be like that. Now, let's take a look at let's just take a look at some coins. So Starknet, their Quantum Leap hits testnet with TPS reaching triple figures. So they're claiming that their TPS is approximately basically like 100 transactions per second, which they say it's insane. But then I think of Sui, which Sui does that easily. And so I don't think it's really that insane. But they're basically flexing that it deployed on testnet. Their Quantum Leap upgrade, it's 50x improvements from its current throughput. Think of its current throughput right now is 1.79 TPS. Other things are, for example, Optimism apparently 6, Arbitrum 1 is 10, ZK Sync Error is 9, and Ethereum itself is 12.5, whatever. Now, I already know this article is kind of not true because there's no shot the TPS on Arbitrum 1 is 9.7 TPS. Now, the maximum capacity, I should say. Now, the actual transactions per second makes sense, right? At 10 or 9, because there's just not that many users right now. It's crypto bear market. However, this isn't talking about, however, for optimal, like, all right, the problem I have with this article is it is looking at the wrong statistics, right? So, the problem with this article here is that it's basically claiming that TPS is max speed. When Starknet is talking about max speed of 100 TPS, that's fine, but not a single. But there are plenty of other chains that do 100 TPS per second. They are not the only ones. They're not beating everyone else, even though it isn't a huge upgrade for them that they're doing 100 TPS. Is impressive. Arbitrum 1, I'm fairly certain, can do 100 TPS if they have the users. They just don't have the users. Sweet easily does 100 TPS. They just don't have the users. What else? Immutable X, pretty sure, can easily do 100 TPS. They just don't have the users. That's why they're currently doing 1.8 TPS per day. It's not because their capacity is that. It's because their max daily is 3, but or that was their maximum daily. But their potential could be a lot higher, I'm sure, if they just had the users. They don't have the users. So I guess right now it's 8.63. Even if they're improving it by 50x from 8.63, all right, they're doing 400 TPS, which is insane. But it's not more insane than Solana. It's not more insane than Arbitrum 1. It's not more insane. Actually, I don't know about Optimism. I don't know what Optimism's potential max is. Optimism might be like Ethereum, to be honest. It might be capped. But it's really not like this article is super misleading because you're like, oh, that's insane. This is such groundbreaking technology. No, it's not. And they're flexing like it is. It annoys me. Now, DYDX launches testnet for V4, paving the way for a decentralized order book and matching engine. So basically, DYDX is another decentralized exchange. I don't really care about them too much because they're on their own chain. It's not really something I like to mess with, but they do have their V4 and they will have decentralized order book and matching. So interesting, good potential for DYDX. Axiom Protocol, which just launched mainnet alpha, uses so-called ZK proofs and can retrieve historical Ethereum data and then make intensive off-chain computations. So this looks like an interesting technology to look into. I personally don't own this. Personally, have no idea how this actually works or have investments, but just like some more ZK proof, and that it just shows a lot of innovation being built on the Ethereum network. Let's get into the DCA portfolio. So let's go back to this. So just DCA towers in the Bitcoin. All right, so how's everything doing? All right, my microcaps are outperforming. Very nice. So actually, let me refresh this just so I have like most updated. All right. So Bitcoin, let's add in $10. Damn, wait, what the fuck? All right, there we go. Add transaction. Ethereum, let's add another 10. I can't do math. Wow, my brain hurts. Like, I'm like fucking tired. There we go. $10 Ethereum. $10 into a big cap. So my big cap pick of the day is going to be Uniswap. I want to add more into it. I do think it has a lot of potential. It's like a free 10x in my opinion. I do think they kill a lot of the innovation in the DeFi space. A lot of these smaller tokens, these random ones that try to innovate on Uniswap. I don't think they stand any chance at the end of the day. I am allocated quite well in Frax. I am allocated quite well in GMX and Woo. I'm quite happy with these. I want to add more into Uniswap and potentially Axelar. I do think those have a lot of potential. Other than that, I think I am pretty well allocated in everything. Maybe Lido and Atom, Cosmos are like the other big caps that I would start DCAing into. But other than that, I'm not like super looking insane to like get into things heavily. So 1.8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. There we go. 1.87. So $10 in Uniswap. And then my microcap pick of the day. Fuck, I had something, I forgot what it was. Well, anyways, all right, let's take a look at our microcaps. Look at how much Rollbit is pumped. I put in 30 into Rollbit, and now up 80% of Rollbit. Holy shit. Up only. Up only. Yes, sir. Hit your main bitch. Yes, sir. Should add more into Premium, to be honest. They just have so much potential. You see these altcoins, even though I'm losing on like the majority of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are like barely moving. It takes only 2 winners to make up for the rest of it. I'm outperforming everything else on microcaps because I have 2 winners, Pendle and Rollbit, and that's all you're looking for. You're looking just to get into those winners and have them outperform everything so significantly that it doesn't even matter. Damn, I'm down a lot on gains. What I had a coin. I had like a microcap, and I just don't remember it now. But it'd be like that. I just picked something random from here. Ooh, I could add some from Superverse. Is at 11 cents. Honestly, Superfarm just hold 11 cents pretty well. So I'm not going to touch them. I can't wait for them to break that generational support. Drop it low. Loki, I should add to Axelar, but Axelar is technically my big cap portfolio, so I'm not gonna do that. Gains Network, I'm up on. Damn, so Level Finance is actually my worst performing asset. Impressive overall. I'm just looking at these because I'm curious. Maybe I'll add more into Lexer or Redota. What do I have in premium? Let me add one more into Lexer Markets because it is a decentralized exchange. I do think they're always very interesting, so I'll just add more to that. Drop it. Honestly, I should just add into a winner, to be honest. I'm just thinking, wait, what are my biggest winners that I should add into? I should add more into gains. I'm going to add more to gains. I'm going to add more into Pendle. So I'm going to add more 10 into gains today. I'm going to add more into Pendle tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. So 2.454. Let me not add into losers, because that kind of goes against my motto. My motto is you don't pick losers. 2.409 gains. GNS. So there you go. Officially, today is day, what is it? Day 28. So 28 times 40 is what? I've invested 1120. I'm up 60 right now. So really not up insanely. I was up a lot more, I guess, 1180. And yesterday, I guess, was up to 1180. And then, yeah, I guess the recent Bitcoin crash kind of like fucked everything up a little bit. It is starting to recover. I am long right now, so we'll see what happens with that. But I think that did fuck up things a little bit. Since everyone is writing off NFTs in unison, I expect some type of free/very cheap NFT to go nuts soon and leave everyone in disbelief. I absolutely agree. Remember Goblin Town? That was right in the bottom where it was a free mint and then ended up going up to a 10th mint just for like some like retarded fucking art and just some shitty meme. And I actually love the Goblin Town meme, but they literally took over that meme and they kind of ruined it, even though it was a good meme, so it kind of sucks. But you're seeing that everybody quit NFTs and shit, and now NFTs are already bouncing. So I think that is a very good sign that I think this is a little bit of capitulation, and I am bullish NFTs in the long term. And then I do think they will be perfectly fine, especially the big ones, the good picks that I'm personally invested in some of them, and some of them I'm not, and some of them I wish I was. But it'd be like that. So let's get into Fuddies. Fuddies are 69.69 floor as they be, with 4 of them on sale there. So I mean, go get your Fuddy for 69.69 sweet, which is like what, like $5 these days, because sweet's going to literal zero. I don't know, but good deal. They're always at a good deal. Fuddies, our holders have never experienced happiness, making them able to withstand the lows of the NFT market better than most. That's facts. That is absolutely facts. That is why I hold a Fuddy, because I am able to withstand the NFT bear, or in order to withstand the NFT bear market, I just buy and hold more and more Fuddies. So I think they're absolutely hilarious and genius, and I continue to hodl them. Now, Pudgy Penguins, 4.09 floor price, so love my Penguins. Go get one before they fucking pump immaculately. Alright. Yeah, but very nice. Alright, so Pudgy Penguins, what else? So Pudgy Penguins are thinking of doing a Nouns collab, or Nouns are thinking of doing a Pudgy Penguins collab, where basically Pudgy Penguins do have a Nouns mint, where they'll have a Nouns that looks like a Pudgy Penguin. I think this is sick, and I am bullish. Just project communities coming together and working together in general. So very, very good sign on that. Now let's talk about some Degods shit. I just want to take a look at something really quickly. Here. Alright, well, some shit just bugged the fuck out. There we go. Alright, one sec. I just want to take a look at my long. Ooh, we're up big. We're up big. We're up big. Very, very nice. Now, let's talk about Degods. So, to launch Degods, Degods, and use, you really had to level up our design approach. So, Johnny Degods talk about how they upgrade their designer approach, where basically they're talking about how there's a lot of very subtle things to the design, but that make it so significantly like cooler. For example, this is just a black hoodie versus this is a black hoodie plus says they're a music lover. They're extroverted because they're a festival goer because they go to Coachella, and more with a Godchella, where what is that reference? What is God? Is that fear of God? Like, what designer brand is that? Now, he's also saying that Utes are like that. For example, with the Utes glasses, you have the Last Supper glasses versus the Hawking Squares glasses, where these are arts, and they represent and they have more depth. They're not just glasses with like some cool design, some cool blocks on them. They also have more depth to it because they represent a certain event or a certain art piece. So they're saying they want to have, instead of just having this Logic Mind LM logo, just symbolizes initials of Woodmark, doesn't mean anything. They want this JW Marriott symbolizes the courage, strength of a lion, and the soaring flight and vision of the eagle. They want these more in-depth things where they're not choosing colors at random. They're choosing colors that symbolize certain things, and they're having more of this design thoughtfulness to it. So I do think that is a very interesting just way of putting it, and putting their design process, Degods design processes, into into form. And it also makes me very bullish Degods season 3, because I do think the art will be sick, and I'm very excited for it, and I really want one. Now, women are destiny, so X Degods, so X plus, so they just have like this art for, because women are coming out for Degods. So again, more bullishness on the Degod and all the community and the youth community and everything. Now, to make anything new, so Jack Butcher is talking about his 88. To make anything new, you have to borrow some of the semantics of the old as a bridge to get there. This is not a PFP project, but you can use the art however you please. Look, everything is pretty similar with the Opepen, but they're also significantly different in the way they're done, in the art style and the design. And again, more about this design, this thoughtfulness into design is very important, as we were talking about earlier when it came to Degods. I'm just gonna close all this. Ansem Z, he tweeted out, things are getting heated over in NFT land. So basically, a lot of people are blaming Blur for the reason why NFT prices are crashing, because it created this liquidity incentives, and now people are dumping in all these whale games. And so the Blur creator, Pac-Man, he was basically talking about how Blur did, like, prices of NFTs did go up with Blur, but then they've gone basically down since then. And Blur has nothing to do with it, pretty much. That's what the Blur creators talking about. This random ape is basically like, you are fucking delusional. Gaslighting, fuck. Your platform literally tears down projects bit by bit by removing confidence in the market. Encourage whales to mass buy, list, and dump tokens as quick as possible repeatedly for months, never ending for a vaporware token. Fuck off. Now this guy's being a little bitch about it, but basically, more apes are delusional, and bro, just deal with it. If people are selling your token, they're selling your token. That's what happens to price. Price goes down because people sold, not because of some whale games, and not because of all this other bullshit. It's because people are selling more than they're buying. And at the end of the day, it'll continue making price go down. Now, Frank was like, don't blame Blur, blame me. So I thought it was funny because we're just talking about Blur, how people are blaming Blur for the reason why markets are crashing. But no, blame Frank. And I thought it was funny. That was hilarious. So, alright, let's get into some Bored Ape Yacht Club stuff, like, actually. So, apparently, Bored Ape Yacht Club's, their metaverse, so their other D's metaverse, have started going live. And so, here's some, like, the gameplay from here. So, I mean, you hear the audio. They're basically running around in their world. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Basically, it's a Bored Ape running around their other deed world, and you see all these other Bored Apes. The interesting thing about this technology is that it is capable of giving access to like hundreds of people at once. Now, am I super bullish it? Not really. I don't really care that much, but it is cool to see that is now usable for people to be in. This looks pretty stupid overall to me, just people running around. I don't know how much potential this has, how much you can actually build on it, but it is cool to see Bored Ape Yacht Club and other deeds are finally starting to ship. And then you have these people, for example, in this bathroom right here. I wonder if they just start peeing or something. I don't really know what's going on. These models look kind of ugly. They do look a little bit buggy, but it reminds me a little bit like GTA or something, or some Ford shit. I don't really know too much, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. And yeah, that was the same clip. Illuvium. So Illuvium have some more ready to take on the Morphopods Rangers. These creators are roaming the overworld, engaging epic battles to grow stronger. Remember, each Morphopod has its own class, affinity, line, and movement, making the chase all the more thrilling.
You don't. It's because they're very difficult to find.
I guess they're hunting something.
It requires you, for the most part, to use nether sight, especially when they're located, let's say, in the shallow water here. See them there, those little creatures crawling around?
So okay, he's talking about those little creatures. You literally can't see them unless you turn on your nether sight.
Nether sight and fire, and
yeah, bro, you just missed.
Suspend the morphopods in place so they stop moving around so much. It makes it easier to catch them, and you press E.
Oh, you stun them.
Close, and then your drone will attempt to catch the morphopods. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then press E to capture these morphopods. There it is. Hopefully, it's successful.
I have no idea what these things do, but just some hunting clips.
Escaped.
I guess they all got. out. But anyways, I think it's just interesting to show what they are shipping, what Illuvium are shipping. More gameplay, more just more improvements, and the art looks very stunning. I mean, this is definitely Unreal Engine 5 diff, but it looks very, very beautiful, and it's very, very nice. And yeah, that's it for today, to be honest. That is the news. Let's go back to the chart really quickly. So, I mean, I'll explain the long I took. Actually, I can close this now because I can look at my shit. I just had this long open. Let me explain the long that I took. Again, look, funding, or not funding, OIS came all the way down. Meanwhile, we are seeing funding start to come down significantly. So once we got around here, once we started bouncing, and I do see OI come all the way down this much, and we're seeing funding get below this 007 area, around 007 or 007 or whatever the fuck. Then I started taking longs, and I fully got in right here when we got fully below it. And now we're up. I mean, I'm on 30x leverage, so I'm up probably like, I mean, I could check, but let me just not hide my data because I gotta go to other screens. Right now, I'm up about 25%. So my entry wasn't super insane, but also fees on GMX are fucking crazy, bro. I'm like trading on GMX right now. My fees for this trade. So I took a $1,400 trade. I'm up. All right. I'm up like 25% with include, but in fees, I basically lost about 8% of my gains to fees. So that is very much a GMX diff. That is a rough GMX world. It'd be like that. But anyways, took this long. We're going to see how this plays out. I am still bullish. If we do go to the... I don't think this is the most refreshed chart. Exactly. Alright, so we are seeing funding come all the way down. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. So yeah, we're seeing funding continue to go down. So as long as funding keeps going down, I am very bullish. And we have seen OI come down significantly. So I'm just going to mark this out here. And then mark it out here and here. I want to save this. Because I like doing these things. And this is how I do trade sometimes, especially during these extreme moves where you do get these extreme price action really fast. I do think there's a lot more opportunity here versus when market just more AFK. You can just go onto your chart and then all right, your jewel turned up, so then you take the long right here and then you take the long right here when jewel turned up, and like that's a very different style. And I do think on more aggressive moves, especially this one where you see open interest take these significant swings, then there's a lot more potential there. Although, yeah, taking long here was perfectly fine. But technically, you're not just... I mean, yeah, taking long here is perfectly fine. But, yeah, just some interesting market moves. And the reason why I'm going to hold this long is as long as on the 5-minute, we see funding continue to go down, I am pretty bullish because this means it's more or less spot-led. To be fair, because of the fact that it is spot-led, it means that you shouldn't be holding as long because we're seeing OI come down. So it's not really people are getting liquidated. There's not really more people liquidate, so we're not going to go further than you expect. Which means I might close this actually soon. We'll see. I'll probably close this soon. But just some interesting thoughts on there. Yeah, I might actually just close this right now. But that is a very solid game to me. No, fuck it. Let me close. Max. Alright. I don't know. Wait, let me take a look at PMARP. What's PMARP on the 15? Oh, it's on this chart. Fuck. It's on this chart. USD, reset. PMARP isn't anywhere. So technically, I'm not supposed to TP here. Alright, I'm going to wait. I'm going to watch. I'm going to reject this. I'm going to wait and watch. We'll see how things play out. I'm up a decent amount, so I do want to like look to TP, but at the same time, it's like I'm doing pretty solid, so no worries. No stress. No stress, because I'm the best. Yeah, how long is the stream? 48 minutes? Holy shit. Did not feel like 48 minutes. It felt really short, to be honest. But, I mean, I was staring at the charts like half the time. Like, I'm talking and I'm looking at the charts like more than half the time. So, fuck it. But, honestly, I should just fucking, like, show myself live trading. But, I don't know. It seems, like, too degenerate. I don't want people listening to me and then my everybody getting wrecked and shit. It doesn't sound smart. But, I mean, I took this trade literally live on stream. So, I literally was like, yo, 1 sec, I'm taking a long right now. I'm entering. And then I was like, all right, I'm max entering now. Whatever. So, we'll see. We're seeing what price does. I do think this is probably more bullish. Yeah, we're seeing funding come all the way down to 0.04. So, this is very good. This is more spot-led. I really like this. So, we're going to see. I'm going to sit and watch. But, as for the stream, I think we're done today. Thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate you all for showing if you were here. If you were here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, you know, for more content as per usual, daily content until I'm like going on vacation. I have a few vacations that I'm going to be going on over the next few months. and for those I will not be around, so I will not be able to perform any live streams or any clips or anything, which I apologize for. But when I am back, obviously I will. And none of them are longer than a few days, so I'll be away for a few days and I'll be back, and then I'll be away for a few days and I'll be back. So we'll see how things run. Things will be vibes immaculately. So yeah, and that's about it for the day. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. You should go hit the gym, enjoy with your family. It's a Thursday. Just be wholesome, be happy, and I wish everybody